What's up, y'all? Senior Cheesecake here, and I want to talk about something that's been on my mind about Marvel Rivals lately. And that's that we have such a lively community, but I think that can be both a compliment and something that we need to keep in mind. On one side, you have memes, spawn room nonsense, Jeff propaganda posters, and players fully committing to the bit. That can range from cute spawn interactions to try-hard attempts at attention that last well after the spawn room doors open. On the other side, you can have amazing screen filling fights with ults going off left and right, team play on point, but also ego dueling 2 miles away from the objective while people play out their own hero fantasies with disregarding what the rest of the team is doing. So today, I want to talk about the sweet and sour side of the Marvel Rivals community, because somehow a game about superheroes has created a player base that is both charmingly unserious and deeply committed to becoming the unfun above all demons. The sweet and goofy side walks a very tight line that I'm sure I cross way too often as a Jeff main. I personally think the spawn room is a chance to set the mood for the match, so why not add a little lightheartedness to everything? But like I said, there is a fine line. Quickly, those antics can turn into a want for attention that takes away from what we're actually there to do. That, or reason to dry hump someone just trying to queue up for the win. But that is where I'm coming from regarding the sweet and the sour. It is a fantastic thing to have a player base so invested in your characters and your fantastic art direction that they pretend to beat each other off at spawn. But hopefully it's consensual, or as Key and Peele said, two pumps at best. Talking to you, Iron Man. I'm all about some fun, but we need to know when it's chill and to get down to business. Then we also have the just as sweet side of the competitive side of this community. It is great to have a player base so invested in working on tactics and squad makeups that dominate matches. Ones that explore each new hero for ways to explore move sets out on the battlefield and push the game forward. Those are the types of folks that make long videos on how to build and play your characters the quote unquote right way. We need those. We're all there to kind of get better. I don't mind those folks being out there, but that also comes with a whole army of couch developers telling NetEase exactly how to balance this game, which heroes need to be nerfed, which roles should be added next, and why their last rank loss is actually evidence that the design is in crisis right now. These are also the same godlike players that will shout at healers for not playing right, while somehow not noticing the frantic pings as the supports are being dove. The ones that shout for others to swap when doing it themselves will probably net the same exact gain, if not a better ending to everything. These players are just as sour as anyone being too much of a goon at spawn, if not worse in some ways. At least the spawn room goon usually knows they are being ridiculous. The ELO demon, though, thinks he or she is doing a community service for everyone. But this is what you get when you literally take three separate fandoms and mash them together. We have veteran hero shooter fans from Overwatch and the like watching this for very fine hero tuning. We have comic book Marvel fans looking for accurate comic translations. We also have Marvel movie fans looking for that same translation with their own little changes that they want to make sure they fit to what they saw up on the screen. The game is alive because the community is dedicated. Problem is, the dedication doesn't always know when it needs to chill. And to be clear, I don't want Marvel Rivals to be less weird. That would probably be worse. The weirdness is part of why the game works. The memes, the spawn room rituals, the character loyalty, the skin reactions, even the Jeff players acting like cartoon war crimes. That is the stuff that gives this game a pulse. But there's a difference between having a personality and making everyone else babysit your personality. That is where the sweet turns sour. Same with the competitive side. Question the broken team comps, give callouts to the squad, care about the win for sure, but do not let your skill make you forget to be decent. That is when badass just looks like another sour puss. Either way you play, when those doors open, let's get down to business without the ego. Bring the chaos, bring the weirdness, but bring the fun too. Just remember the bit works better when everyone still gets to play the game the way they want to. Those are my thoughts on the sweet and sour side of Marvel Rivals right now. This has been Senior Cheesecakes. Y'all take care.